the future of humanity and the future of wilderness habitat and the future of animal species, we're not just humans in competition versus humans. We're also humans in competition versus wilderness habitat, and we're also humans in competition versus animal species. And we have to recognize that animals have their own relationship with God, and they want to live in the light. Animals want to live in the light, and they want to have a good life, and they don't want to be treated like stalks of wheat, cut down like so many blades of grass, and just eradicated like we're killing maybe 20 or 30 million cattle, 30 million head of cattle every year for the USA to eat beef. My statement is that if we milk a cow, we should not kill that cow. And if we're going to kill a cow, we should not milk her before that. So we have to, in my other statements to support that, are that we ought to eat more chicken, more turkey, more emu, and alligators also. We should be allowed to farm alligators and eat them. And the hogs are taking a lot of harshness too, and they're all getting sent single file into a slaughtering factory, and it's dismal that they haven't got another way to feed America. But I have some ideas, and one of the ideas is to reintroduce natural selection to the process, so that there's a chase by a predator species that chases a herd of the prey species, and then somehow the prey species have to die as a consequence of the chase. Not all of them. You set a rate of attrition. And then when they die, you send in a forklift to pick up their carcasses and bring them to the butchering factory. And the method of slaughter has to involve a chase by the predator species. And I had some bad ideas related to this, and I'm still working on this idea. But they should have a chance, and there should be a survival rate instead of 100% mortality, 100% death for like 30 million of them every year, 40 million every year or something. So, and I've been lately eating some pork and beef because I want to know if there is a higher quality of protein for better neurotransmitters in the state of the mind, the state of the brain with better neurotransmitters. Is it better for your brain to eat pork and beef? Is it a competitive advantage to eat pork and beef instead of just chicken and turkey? Is there any significant difference in the quality of the protein in turkey versus beef and pork, or is it just that there's usually more quantity of beef and pork than you would get? Maybe turkeys or chicken is more expensive per pound of meat. Maybe it costs more. So is it a question of quantity or quality? That is and I wondered about this after I read about an English ship captain who wanted his crew to be fed with pork and beef. And he also wanted his crew to be Englishmen, but he wanted them to be fed with pork and beef. And maybe the ship captain knows something about the performance and the morale and the moods of a crew who's eating pork and beef. Maybe they're less likely to mutiny against the captain, more likely to carry out his orders effectively. And it was a book of exaggeration, and it was the books that led to the movie starring Russell Crowe, Master and Commander. I visualized the captain looking maybe slightly more like John Tesh, because they said he was blonde, and I figured he was tall. maybe with a more of a nose like maybe Sherlock Holmes or something. Anyway, so he's a good actor, the Australian, what's his name? I just said his name. Russell Crowe. He's a good actor, but I thought maybe he was maybe somewhat more ethnic looking compared to a British or an English ship captain would be. He looked somewhat more ethnic looking, with darker hair color, but a good level of confidence as an actor. But I've seen English men who would maybe look more like an admiral. There's different types of admirals, and I guess that's like a captain who's the commander of multiple ships, not just the captain of one ship, but he's the captain of a fleet of ships. And I guess they always have a loud voice. They have a big nose and a big jaw, and they have a loud voice because of their big jaw and their big nose. And they always have a fair amount of brain, and that's different from, say, a Mediterranean ship captain. A Spanish ship captain might be, I don't know. He would also have a big nose and a big jaw. Have a loud voice, the captain have a loud voice and a lot of physical authority to keep his crew in line on the ship. And so a lot of social confidence, and he could win a fight with sabers, and he could win a duel with pistols, and he's got a lot of social confidence, and all of his men have to look up to him. So the Spanish ship captain is in a warmer climate, sailing to South America and Central America and back to Spain. And so the Spanish ship captain is in a warmer climate, and the Spanish Armada sort of gave up and threw in the towel because the British steel industry was producing bigger cannons, and the French also were producing bigger cannons. So the British and the French were more formidable with their military, with their navy ships compared to the Spanish Armada. So the Spanish threw in the towel, but they kept their merchant shipping fleet going, and they're still good at nautical, and they have the best nautical history. But there's arguably, well, the early bird gets the greatest territories in the Spanish Empire, which is also the Roman Empire. They got the most territory nearer to Europe, and the British are second place because they settled for Australia and New Zealand, so far from Europe. So the Spanish got the Panama Canal, a strategic place, a strategic location, and the Spanish were the early bird because I think the Spanish are the first ones who learned how to sail properly, sailing in the Mediterranean where they would not get lost. They learned all the necessary methods to sail against the wind is the crucial ability. That I think the Spanish were the innovators in sailing, but the British took it to another level, a higher level of ability in shipbuilding. Anyway, I guess I should end this video and make another moving on.